Happy Sunday.
Yes, that.
I forgot it was Sunday for a while.
I've had no concept of time. We did Disney on a Thursday. We did other things on a Friday. Like,
I think I kept assuming because we did Halloween Horror Nights on Wednesday night that was Friday night, and then Disney was Saturday, but that actually wasn't the case at all.
Aggressively not the case.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Tommy's here. Got a lot of people here celebrating their Sunday with us. Happy Dodgers win Sunday.
I know.
Things were crazy last night.
It could have been crazier, but correct.
Could have been crazier, I guess.
I feel
maybe it's better it wasn't crazier.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm fine that it wasn't that crazy last night.
We were right in the thick of it.
I mean, we were at John Carpenter. That's not really the sports mecca, let's say.
No, but the second you walk out of that building and you're in the middle of downtown,
it was
very much is.
Yeah, that's fair. Downtown.
Bars, people projecting it on walls.
God, so funny.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean, it is, was I rooting for the Blue Jays a little? I'm an Astros fan, so as much as I'm in LA.
I was thinking about this earlier, actually. Why are you such a big Texas sports fan?
Basically the easy answer is it was still like baseball and football were different. Like football, I never really feel like I had a favorite team. I was never Giants or Jets. It was just, those were the two local that played, like, honestly 10 minutes from me in the Meadowlands. But my uncle lived in Houston. And like basically when the Texans like got announced as a team before they even like became a team, I think it was like 2007 was their first year. So maybe like 2 years before that, he brought me like a Texans shirt. So I was kind of like, oh, that's fun. Like I could be a Texans fan because I was already an Astros fan because Jeff Bagwell is my favorite player. And I just kind of latched onto that as a kid. Same thing. Like, I don't know. I could be a Yankees fan or a Mets fan like all my other friends, or I could do something different. So I did something different. Or I haven't the whole time. I was
curious for whatever reason this morning is when it clicked that you prefer two Texas teams.
Yeah, it just kind of happened.
But you're not from Texas. But you got an uncle who is in Texas.
Right, 100%.
Oh, here was another one that I didn't mention pre-show that we were going to talk about. You did see? Did you?
I didn't
see Violent Ends. I saw Violent Ends.
Yeah.
I'm a little far removed from my Violent Ends screening a little bit, but High Roller says saw Violent Ends, a bit slow paced, but really good at drawing you into the scene. I don't remember having much problem with the pacing. I do think it's a little more of a slow burn story, but I think that kind of story demands it, where you kind of need to see the main character simmer and put the pieces together to figure out what his next moves are going to be, and to really feel the need behind the things that he chooses to do.
Yeah.
Billy Magnuson is great in that movie.
I was just watching Game Night again the other night because literally we put it on because we just needed something.
I was just thinking about Game Night because I do the Vulture Cinematrix every day. And who was it the other day? I guess it was because of Bugonia. Jesse Plemons was on the board.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I think I used Game Night for like name a two-word title he was in or some shit like that.
Literally the funniest, one of the funniest things he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor. He can do everything, but my God, playing so straight in that movie, it's so funny.
He's quite good at it. He's quite good. So we have a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about today, but also we'll take some live chat questions. So if you have any, drop them in. Matt, you could pick whatever you want also. Here's a very important question from Aero Domains. You could talk about this.
Oh God, what was that at Halloween Horror Nights?
Everything was on it.
We had like Redemption hot dog last night, but like still no.
Redemption hot dog.
Halloween Horror Nights offers a 22-inch all beef hot dog with cheese fondue. Angry Orchard flavored cheese fondue. So like Angry Orchard, the hard cider made into the cheese fondue. It was brisket. It was jalapenos. It was crispy onions. It was actually way better than I expected. Like it was one of those, I don't know. It's like a gimmick meal. Like it's one of those, yeah, the gigantic thing, blah blah blah. But actually based on like Universal food, like I don't always love Universal's food. It's not like Disney. I think Universal kind of struggles sometimes when it comes to like their food offerings. But this might have been one of the better things I've had, hilariously enough. Like it was good.
I did not partake, but it looked impressive. And it came in a big old like paper purse.
Well, yeah, it's 22-inch fucking gigantic. Like the roll was basically like a loaf of bread. It was insane.
Yeah, the bread was pretty impressive too. Like the fact that like the bread is an entire meal, but technically it's not the main meal.
Again, I did not eat the whole thing, nor did I. Especially
you guys came pretty damn close though.
Yeah, but it was the bread. Like I left. I have the hot dog. Sure, I was able to polish off like my half of the hot dog, but no, I was not eating all that bread. It was so filling.
You never need a lint roller when it's Rogers.
It is. My roommate is very hairy.
I have Rogers hair all over my clothes.
Also, this is absolutely like the shirt I went to sleep in. So not.
Oh, Matt.
Huh. I haven't woken up yet.
I did not.
11 in the morning.
I didn't sleep in my shirt, but I certainly
Got
bought this shirt yesterday. Amelia picked it for me.
I like that one. That was a good one.
I didn't really care. I trust her. I trusted her shirt picking instincts and was just greatly. I was just very appreciative that she actually went back out and bought shirts.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't expect it to be that short. Talking about the John Carpenter concert last night, like it's again, I understand why, sir. You are old. Go do your thing and have your fun, but like also vibe. But yeah, like it was like the concert started at 8, and it was like 8:50 when he walked off. Like, and I was like, oh, is this like intermission? What's going on? And it's like, oh no, that was just his walk off to then come back for the encore and be done. And I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And we got to eat dinner at a reasonable time instead of getting out of a concert at like 10:30.
That's true.
And then going somewhere late.
I love that show. I love that show so much.
Oh, it was great.
It's just so cool being in a room like that with so many people who are obsessed with the exact same thing. And just, I don't know, like hearing the variety of enthusiasm when a different theme comes on too. Like I love the fact that literally every single score he plays, like that score, that movie has a massive fan in the room. Like everything gets applause. It's not just Halloween, you know?
Yeah, oh no, 100%. Like I was gonna say, like, is Halloween his most iconic? Absolutely. Is it my favorite theme? I mean, my favorite theme is either Assault on Precinct 13 or The Fog. But
I love The Fog.
Yeah, but hilariously enough, I was saying this to Rob last night. Like my most replayed entire soundtrack of Carpenter, it like it's not just Carpenter, which is why I kind of really like it, but it's Ghosts of Mars. like it's Carpenter and like Slash. It's like Carpenter and like all these other like really good like Steve Vai, like these amazing guitarists. So it has this like rock through line.
Sounds pretty on brand for you.
Love it.
One of my favorites is what he ended on last night. I love Christine. I only videoed 3 things last night, and it was Christine, The Fog, and Halloween.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's exactly what it is. But like, I really do dig those lost themes. Like when he just does his music, just to kind of like, whether or not he created it on the spot for the album or had it sitting around. Like, I just love the idea. He loves writing music so much, and you know, Carpenter can be a cranky fellow at this age, and like it's great. I love it. His interviews are the best because he's like, I don't have time. Like, there's no time for bullshit kind of thing. Like he just says it how it is.
I wouldn't call it cranky. I would call it just like, I'm gonna do my thing and not care what anybody else has to say or think about it.
Fair, but like to see him on stage, like playing music and with the band, and like that's it. He just does this every once in a while to like acknowledge the crowd, but like that's where his passion is. So it's really cool to see him. Like you can see him like happy, and you can see him smiling, and you're like, you don't always get that these days with Carpenter. So it's nice to see him do that.
That's the thing. It's like in a room full of people standing there watching clips from horror movies and listening to horror movie scores. It's just wild how it is a room that's absolutely bubbling over with joy from everyone on stage to everyone in the crowd. It's just like truly the best vibes.
Yeah, no. So last night was good. Yeah, just insane how much we've done in like a 5-day span.
Matt, No, I mean, also if you open it up to a week
Entire.
also, because the beer fest last week kind of kicked off the little marathon we went on.
Yeah, no, that's actually fair. Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff. Could talk a little more about Halloween Horror Nights. I had I had a really good time. We did everything too. We didn't miss
We did.
anything this
No,
year,
no,
which was
we hit it
nice.
all.
We made the most of the ticket. What did we get there at like 8 o'clock and we left 1:30?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We didn't get home until about then too, maybe. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, we did it all.
What was your favorite maze?
It was funny doing so. Like, obviously, I did it for the press night a while ago, and then this is my second time. And doing it a second time, I might reorder kind of how I felt the first time. I think Terrifier was the best maze. I like
Yeah.
legitimately, it's the most fun. But like all the effects they did it were good too. Like just the cold, wet water to simulate like Christmas
Mhm.
time, and like you actually did feel the chill on that one. All like I'm glad they toned down the poo smell in the one scene in the bathroom scene, so that wasn't too aggressive, but it's just really fun. And while it's not what I would say is scary, like it's not the scariest maze of it, I think the amount of effort that they put into making it so like jovial and lovable while being so violent and graphic,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my favorite. But not far was Poltergeist. I think
Yeah,
Poltergeist did a
Poltergeist was
really good
great.
job too. My favorite ending was Poltergeist.
I don't blame you.
For those who have not gone to Halloween Horror Nights, like they reuse the same mazes sometimes just because like they have the parts they go around. So Poltergeist I had done a few years back, maybe my first LA Halloween Horror Nights, if I'm
I had
being
definitely done that one before.
yeah, so exactly. We've done it before. So I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they're just doing the same thing over again, and that can kind of be a bummer. But I really like this Poltergeist maze because it didn't feel like there are key scenes they repeated, but the ending was so good. It's just caskets lining the walls,
I love that.
and some might like one corpse might be a scare actor, but one corpse might be a dummy, and you don't know. And doing it twice, I got both times. Like literally, like it wasn't the same at all. So they did a really good job with that.
I like that. I like that one quite a bit. I definitely think the Terrifier maze was the best. It was just also wild to me to see that movie be one of the most popular things there. It was that and Five Nights at Freddy's. And I thought Five Nights there was like a lot of good intentions and ideas
Yeah,
behind the design of the maze and the costumes that the scare actors were wearing. It just I don't know, just like didn't really do it for me as much as the Terrifier one did. But I also have to say, one of my absolute favorite things of the entirety of Halloween Horror Nights this year were the arts that were just walking around.
they're fun.
Uh, just tickled by watching them like walk around and like tease everybody and just be silly and make sure that whether you're inside a maze or waiting in a line for a fucking 22-inch hot dog, like you are having a good time.
Yeah, I think the arts were a really good addition and they always have scare actors. Like obviously there's scare zones, I guess to say though. So I think the arts made it so there weren't like I don't know, like there weren't safe zones. Maybe
Yeah,
to say like there's the crow zone, obviously.
crows look good.
There's the crows are good. The chainsaws when you come in, like they're always there, that zone. And then they always do and Halloween, sorry, the Hollywood one, it's always like kind of by the Minion zone and whatever that maze is, that's always what dictates it. So the
Yeah.
last few years, that maze being the Monstros Latin America one, it's been really cool to go through that scare. I think that's my favorite scare zone now, like the
Mm,
Latin American kind of inspired monsters.
it's nice looking.
Last year it was luchadors, so literally
Yeah.
it was like monster luchadors and like werewolves and vampires and stuff. So that was great. But no, the arts made it so that no matter where you were, there was something, and I think
Mhm.
that was the difference. Like you didn't feel a lull because
Yeah.
sometimes, like taking a long walk to the next maze, that's kind of just a pathway or something like that. You're removed from the magic a little bit. I think having the arts really kept you on your toes, I guess to
Yeah,
say.
and big thumbs up to the scare actors playing the
Mhm.
arts because that in particular is really a role that demands
Yeah,
a spot-on performance, and they were
yeah.
definitely having fun and doing it quite well. Maze-wise, I really did like Terrifier. I have to so you know me in those mazes, I feel like I'm the absolute worst. Like, I have to really disappoint the scare actors because 'cause I'm just the person walking around like, like just admiring everything. But there
Yeah,
were
no,
a
they're fun.
couple of very well positioned scares. The first one happened in Fallout where someone was just like perfectly tucked in a corner where you couldn't see. Like a lot of times in these mazes, you see, you see the curtain or you see the style of window that you just know someone is going to pop out at you. And this was just so perfectly tucked away that there was no way any of us were going to see it.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I was more taken by, well, number one, the poltergeist that I explained, but there was one really good one in the Latin American monster maze, and it's basically it's like a corner. So like we're walking forward down a hallway, and there's a corner that turns into a bigger room. And it wasn't the scare actor who did exactly what you said. Like the window's there. We know the poppy. The pop out. We know a section. There was, before I got into the room, there was a scare actor just basically right around hiding behind the corner. And before I walk in, all I see is a hand reach around the doorway and a head just peer over and look. And like that got me way more. It wasn't the jump scare. It was the slow lingering like, hello there. And I'm just like, that's creepy as hell. No, that's good.
The other one that I loved was the Friday the 13th one. Before we even walked in the maze, it was like as you were walking in and there was some decorative shit. And part of it was like the video playing on the computer screen. So obviously I'm looking at what's on the computer screen because I wanted to see what happened. And when I turned back around, the person ushering everyone in was like right in my face.
Yeah, Ralph,
and it was
the guy playing the crazy old man.
Perfectly timed, perfectly positioned, and I quite enjoyed it. And there was one in this one that got me too pretty good. I forget the specifics of this one as clearly. Like what really scared me in this.
There's one point for me, at least in this one, where we're walking down a tunnel and the lights are on you, so you can't really see anything past it.
You can't see anything, and then because like your vision is obscured, and then someone can and.
Captain Howdy just came like immediately.
It's one of those effects where by the time you see something, it's because it's so close to your face. I thought that was great.
Yeah, but so yeah, we did get this one too, as you know, and it is one of also up top there. I think like maybe top 3 that would round it out for me because. Again, obviously, the idea that Bray Wyatt gets honored in a maze is fantastic, but it also did a really good job of bringing all the Fireflies in and like taking you on this little story and journey. I wish we had the Orlando one because I know this is one of the ones that they had to like shorten for Hollywood. So Orlando had a much bigger. You kind of go backstage. It's not just right into the Fiend's house, like in the Firefly Funhouse. You go backstage at like a WWE event, and they have kind of taken over that, and then you get to it. So. There's a little bit of like the gorilla-ness of it all and like being behind the scenes and like, you know, the entire Fireflies have taken over that I really would have loved to see. But no, that was fun too. Like it was the strongest, you said it before. For me, it was the strongest year I think Hollywood's had that I have gone to. And I've only been going for like 5-6 years, but still it's my favorite.
I had a really, really good time this year. I always have a good time, but I had like a really, really good time this year. Have you ever been to Knott's Scary Farm yet?
I haven't been to Knott's at all. I still need to go to Knott's.
I did it my very first year when I moved to LA. I went with I think it was Riley and Frank and someone else. And admittedly, like I feel like everybody watching this knows when we go to these things, we like to have a drink or two. And I feel like at that time, no other park was like serving alcohol. And that was the novelty of Knott's is that they had this big like saloon type bar. And it was just really fun, like grabbing a beer and going through mazes and going on rides. And there was something about Knott's to me that felt like a little wilder than Halloween Horror Nights, if that makes any sense.
That's fine.
Like something about it felt maybe like wilder and more indie. I don't know. Maybe it's because of, you know, what like this thing that they don't have, you know, IP and they're not maybe as structured. But I really, really enjoyed myself and kept meaning to go back. And for whatever reason, that's one that I haven't done again.
Well, it kind of so actually on Halloween, I was hanging out with Rob and his family, and we watched Nightmare Before Christmas hilariously because Sadie wanted to. But then he put on Houses October Built because again, great Halloween horror movie. And we were talking about the indie nature, like going through, like watching Houses October Built again. Yeah, so I was gonna say, like literally, like it has that small town feel, and like as the movie is playing and like, the characters are going to all these haunts, like I love the idea of the smaller kind of indie, but also like rural, also like residential. Like it just feels like you're trapped inside something versus like you're at Universal Studios. It's hard to kind of, it's hard to escape the fact that like, the fucking Fast and the Furious building is right here, or
literally building it as we walk through the park.
Right, exactly. So I do. No, I think Knott's does a really good job, like from what I hear, of doing that kind of thing. So I'm excited to go. I need to get there.
So we did Halloween Horror Nights Wednesday night, and then we spent all day on Thursday at Disneyland. It was my first time ever going to Disneyland during Halloween time. I've never seen with like my own eyeballs all the Halloween decorations that Disney does, and I had the best time yet again. I'm surprised that we lasted as long as we did, because getting home at 2:00 in the morning and then getting up at the crack of dawn to drive all the way to Anaheim the next day it was a lot. But thanks to a lot of electrolyte filled pickles and some beer and some other good stuff, we powered through the day. What was your favorite ride? I think I know what your favorite ride is.
It's the Credit Coaster every time. It's
Credit Coaster is.
It's one of my favorite coasters. It's just all fast. It's all speed. I love it. Like they did that one really good.
Yeah.
And again, I hate drops, but going on Tower of Terror, doing Guardians Escape, and doing the little, again, talking about the spooky season. Like I had been during Halloween season, but I didn't get to do that, and it's a different, I guess to say, storyline. So in this one, the collectors monsters have gotten out, and we're trying to rescue Groot. And it's fun to have like a different story play when it's the same ride and all. But like that was good.
Pretty incredible how they can adjust it like that too. I found that very impressive. I love me a good roller coaster. So the Incredicoaster is high on my list. I also just, like, you well know this, Matt, I just love the feeling of putting your hands up and not holding on, and anything that will make your like butt rise out of the seat just a little
jump
bit.
up and down.
Having my hands up on the Incredicoaster and ultimately Guardians, like I love that stuff. I do have to say though, I think one of my favorite things in that park now is that what is it called? The Grizzly River Run.
Oh yeah, the River Rapid ride. Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing when we were just standing on that bridge and with a whole bunch of people watching. So there's like a timed geyser where, it'll go really, really high and then at a medium level and then it'll disappear and you never know what raft it's going to hit. And there must have been like a dozen people, including us, standing on the bridge, just like waiting and then cheering when it would directly hit one. And I'm just fascinated by that feeling that, you get on a raft with a whole bunch of strangers, but because of the nature of the ride, it's like the second you sit down and you go over your first like rocky rapid part, like you're all in it together. And before you know it, it's like you're best friends with total strangers dodging, geysers and all this stuff. I just love the vibe of that ride.
Yeah, no, it's as much as I hate being drenched and then walking around the park, which Tiana's did to start the day.
Thank God. I was so happy. So usually I feel like I'm not a poncho person, especially when it was a 90-degree day. Like I could dry off. I was absolutely soaked, like totally soaked from Tiana's. The whole entire right side of my body was like I had laid down in like a puddle or something.
I mean, I was the very front of Tiana's in our log, and there had been TikToks going around when the ride opened in Hollywood, so on our side, the LA Disneyland, and it wasn't calibrated correctly. So when the logs would splash down at a certain point, like literally, I'm seeing these TikTok videos of like a tsunami wave, and I was assured that they had fixed that, and they didn't. No, because literally we hit the second to last. It's not the actual last one; it's the second to last drop, and it was like our log just went into the water and it literally washed over my entire body. I was drenched.
It took me a solid 4 hours to be not even fully dry because like inside my pockets were probably damp the entire day. But when we went to the River Rapid one, I bought a poncho that I tied around my waist. So at least my ass didn't get wet again. It's the most uncomfortable feeling is when your ass and your shoes get wet. Yeah. And my shoes were completely soaked through from Tiana's.
Yeah, it was rough. All right, we got
Little,
some
little, little rough, little fun. Tubies.
super chits.
Mirror Domain says, watched Bugonia, thought it was fantastic. I am a big Bugonia fan as well. Let me see how it's doing I'm pretty sure it's doing pretty well at the box office, if I remember correctly. What's today? Today's the 2nd.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Bugonia. Is this part of their write-up at all? The Scary Movie led all title Black Phone 2 on Halloween, blah, blah, blah. While Focus Features Bugonia was second with 1.8. I think they're talking about Single Day here.
Yeah, that's a Single Day.
Here's the better part of the write-up for this. Bugonia, which cost a lot for a Yorgos Lanthimos movie at $45 million with a higher price for what Focus acquired it for, is coming in with the biggest opening for the offbeat filmmaker at $4.4 million in its wide break. The movie gets a B cinema score, an 80% positive and a 53% definite recommend. Wow, I don't follow.
Yeah.
A lot of these stats. I should probably be paying attention to more things than I am. I'm just trying to see. Oh no, now they're kind of moving on to Springsteen. I was most curious to see how the movie would do in its wide release and how it might change the course for the Oscar conversation for it, because it feels like a bunch of potential contenders this year didn't really do very well at the box office and maybe didn't have the, overwhelming critical praise that would position it as well as one would think for the Oscar race. And Begonia seemed to be one of them where, I wouldn't necessarily call the reaction really divisive, but, it didn't get the type of response that would make me say, like, sure thing, like Yorgos and the team are going back to the Oscars. But I do think that these box office numbers give me hope that it will break through in some categories. Like in particular, really think it deserves it for the performances. Also, I loved the score for this movie too.
Yeah, score's good. I mean, we talked about it already. I don't like Bugonia. I think there are great performances, but talk about divisive. I think I don't actually like where it goes and where it ends for the storytelling. So but again, I understand that when I put my review in Rotten Tomatoes, it's handily at like an 85% critic wise. Like I'm one of the outliers being a negative on it. So critically it is doing quite well, but I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't see catching on. Let's say.
The box office and some of the discussion that I've been seeing is making me change course a little and have a little more faith in it in the Oscar season. Also, because I do think that it's a pretty wide open race in a lot of categories. Obviously, it's still early. We're only at the very beginning of November, and things will start to solidify every single step of the way at this point. But, at the moment, especially when we talk about something like Best Picture, there's really only 4 or 5 films that I feel super confident are going to get those nominations, which means we have a lot of spots to play with. And I think it's very realistic to think Bugonia could snag one of those spots.
That's fair. It's fair. I just don't know. Again, my feelings on it outside. I just feel like that's going to be a harder sell for some reason.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Yorgos. I mean, that's the name. The name is goes along with it.
Yorgos, I think, is probably like for best director in like my second tier. He's not in there yet. I think the person with the best chance at this point is probably Emma Stone. Although I think Jesse Plemons has a chance, but not as good of a chance as she does, maybe.
Yeah, no, I if there's going to be one of them, it's Stone. I do kind of think that.
Yeah. While we're on this topic, we might as well briefly talk about If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which I think that is a phenomenal film that should be getting even more Oscar buzz than it already has been. In particular, I think Rose Byrne should be getting a nomination for this.
That's another one too, where like I feel like the movie might not have legs. I didn't mean to, but like where the movie might not get into that race. I do think Rose absolutely deserves it, and I hope if there's one thing that comes out of this, it is Rose Byrne getting acknowledged for it, because just the way it is dealing with so much motherhood, society's view of women in these roles and things of that nature, and how it handles so much of the stress and weight of doing all of that. it's direct, it's blunt, but it's
Mhm.
also a little like out there in the way it's actually portraying it, which is nice. I like to see some of the more far-flung elements without saying much about it, and kind of like where her head's at and kind of how we go into her head and we see things. I really like it. So I hope there's recognition because Rose Byrne, it leaves it all out there.
Yeah, I think she's definitely the movie's best possible chance, and I don't even think it's that, that much of a reach. I think she has a very real
Yeah,
chance of getting a nomination for it, but I also thought Conan O'Brien was
Conan.
fantastic in the movie. Like, I don't know, that to me feels like a role that's very easy to kind of like slip into like I guess blah and disconnected mode, but he really has a good grasp on that character and the layers within him and how it applies to Rose Byrne's character situation. And I also thought Mary Brownstein did a phenomenal job of like crafting the story one, but also bringing it to screen in the most effective way, because there's a lot of very specific choices she's making that makes her already strong script even stronger. And same with how it connects to Rose Byrne's performance. I mean, Rose Byrne is giving the performance, but Mary Brownstein is leading the charge in terms of how to capture it. And there's certain, in particular, visual choices that she makes that no doubt are, bolstering the performances the way that, a director should.
Yeah. Just catching up on any of the comments.
We got some more soupies too. Want to do the soupies?
Yeah.
Wiley says, it's been a minute. Watched Idle Hands this Halloween and loved it. Funny cheese. Also
Yeah.
watched Cursed. Enjoyed that too. Plus Bowling for Soup.
Oh my God, Cursed.
It's been a while since I've
that one
rewatched
yet. It's been a
Cursed.
while since I've watched that.
Idle
No, I
Hands
did
I've
Idle
watched
Hands.
times.
I did Idle Hands for the first time at the
Wow.
beginning of the month. Yeah, I hadn't seen Idle Hands.
Oh.
So beginning of this month, I saw Idle Hands for the first time, and it is exactly the kind of funny cheese that I like.
Wasn't someone trying to remake Idle Hands? Was that a thing?
God, I believe it. I mean, they're trying to remake everything nowadays. Idle Hands remake.
I thought that was like a very. Oh, I remember what it was. It was when Hell of a Summer was coming out.
Yep,
Finn
it's Finn
Wolfhard
Wolfhard.
and Billy Brick.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That just came up.
Interesting. I hope it happens. I like Idle Hands. I wouldn't mind seeing,
Idle Hands is great.
it remade maybe for a new generation, while hopefully making sure to hold tight to old fans as well.
Yeah, I didn't love Hell of a Summer though, so it didn't exactly excite me to see.
I didn't love Hell of a Summer, but I liked it.
It didn't work for me.
So it goes sometimes. Agree to disagree. Let's see how we're doing, Caleb. I'm in trouble. I'm going to lose to you today, Matt. I know it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not over.
I don't know. We just crept a little closer, actually. You never know what could happen. A T. Higgins touchdown definitely really helped.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching all that. My McMillan, Dobbins. I need a little more from my guys.
I haven't lost all hope yet, but you're definitely in better position than I am.
Yeah. No. Well, my Texans are also.
Sorry, Tommy. I'm destroying you.
I was predicted to blow out. Who's Eagles one more?
Where is that? Are we looking at
in your Patreon league of our Patreon peoples?
I'm looking at yours right now. Let me get away from mine. Where are you? Oh, you're Sonic. You're Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Eagles is. Oh, I feel like such an asshole. I know who that is.
whoever was slated, I was slated to beat them by 50 points on projections. Literally 50 points. And now it is a 61% chance, and it is almost a 50-50 game. So I'm gonna need my guys to step up. Jonathan Taylor has been putting up fucking 40 points a week, and this week he's got 2 going into the half.
I mean, you're pretty good in that league. You're 2, and I'm 4. Of course, Christy is 1.
Yeah,
she puts in the work. I'm always happy when Christy's winning.
The getting Rashi Rice and holding him until he came back was might be like the clincher for me if it does go that way. because he's put up 20-something points in both games since he's been back. Like, and I got him in a late round and just stashed him.
Is the Eagles more Arturo? It might be.
Oh, maybe. Fucking real life though, Stroud went down.
So I saw that. That was a bad hit.
Yeah, it is a clean hit too. Like, it was a clean hit. He was sliding and ricocheted his head and probably has a pretty serious concussion. So bummer. Hope he's okay. Obviously, because concussions are fucking scary, man.
So scary. Oh, so scary.
Scattaboo wants it so bad, but
poor Scattaboo.
I know injuries are crazy this year. Like, so many people. Like
extreme ones too.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick any chats that you were looking at before?
October's domestic box office was the worst in 27 years. Interesting.
Really? Was it all of October or just this weekend?
It says October's domestic, yeah.
The Halloween box office, I know. I'm reading a Vulture headline right now, is scary bad.
Really?
Yeah. The math on Regretting You is not working out this morning for several non-Paramount executives. Yeah, that movie I don't think did as well as they would have liked. Paywall. Can't look at that article.
We got our screener already for
I watched
award season. Yeah, for Christy. I got to give that a watch.
I thought Sydney Sweeney was phenomenal in that role. Yeah, there's a couple of narrative things that didn't quite work for me in that, a couple of situations where I think they lean into, and I know it's based on a true story, but something about the formatting of it felt a little too predictable. And there were certain things that I probably would have maybe restructured to make it a stronger retelling of her true experience, but for the most part, I think it's a Sydney Sweeney showcase. I'll also give a shout out to Katie O'Brien, who I thought really did a lot with a supporting role, pretty much exactly what she needed to with a supporting role. It's one of those situations where, she pops up a couple of times throughout the film, and obviously towards the end of the film, her involvement needs to have great meaning, but she's only had that much screen time. And the fact that her last scene works really well, I think speaks to the influence she has over, the other more limited moments she gets in the film. So I thought she did a great job. There was another performance in that one that I really wanted to shout out. I'm a little Ben Foster. Ben Foster is another person that always loses himself in a role, but like every single time I see him take on a new character, I'm always shocked when I have that same feeling again, where it takes me like 5-10 minutes to be like, oh, that's Ben Foster. And certainly here, it took me a little while to realize that was him in the role.
Yeah, I gotta get to it.
I'm curious to see if this winds up being a situation where Sydney Sweeney can push through to get into the Oscar conversation. I know they're angling for that, but I don't think the movie overall is getting the praise that it needs to build enough buzz. But it could be one of those situations where, the quality of her work and, the power of her star could be enough to keep her in the race. So curious to see how that pans out.
I miss this. This is wild.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, is he really worth the 1 billion? Like,
look at all the stuff he started.
I like that's the thing. If he can do a Yellowstone or all the spinoffs, it's the thing of like, oh, we don't watch that, but like there is another generation devouring these shows. Like, there's a reason they're so popular, and the spinoffs can keep happening, and there's so much in that universe. And yes, very much for NBC Universal to want that, to need that. Will it pay off? We don't know. That's always the gamble. Like, he's got to keep creating shows of that quality that like people still like digest. But track record to this point, I kind of do. I do think so. But also, who should buy WB? No one. I hope no one does. We don't need any more consolidation. I hope.
Well,
you know, I hope it's not the Ellisons. And I think we talked about it last week. It kind of seems like all those bids getting denied might direct towards that not happening. So like, I hope that continues, but I just want to stop hearing about more monopolization and things just becoming one goopy fucking mess.
Yeah, I could not agree more on that point. With Ty Sheridan, my personal favorite show is Lioness, and I'm so happy that finally got renewed for another season.
Yeah.
That to me is like the perfect example of a set of screeners I get, and I can't help but to be like, next.
Yeah.
I flew through those episodes so fast. I'm trying to find a little more information to share. A brief paragraph from a THR article on it. Yet on Sunday, the news broke that Sheridan was jumping ship to NBC Universal for a deal worth as much as $1 billion, depending on Sheridan's creative output during a 5-year contract starting in 2029. He'll also have the opportunity to make films of all sizes, with NBCU starting next year. Blah, blah, blah. The seismic poach has sent the industry scrambling to answer a simple question. How did Paramount, the studio with the deepest pockets that recently inked massive long-term agreements with South Park creators and a film and TV deal with the Duffer Brothers, fail to lock up one of the industry's biggest talents with an arguably perfect track record? And then they go on to say, but perhaps a better question is, how much did Paramount actually want to keep him? Interesting article. I won't read the whole article to you all, but at the very least, I'm dropping a link if you want to continue on. But it's a curious situation here.
I mean, again, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't worth it for them. Like that you know our industry and you know how it's kind of picking and choosing how to spend his money these days. And yeah.
Did you see any other things you wanted to discuss before we talk a little Hazbin?
Nothing we really got to.
Okay. So we're gonna keep. Actually, I'll play by our rules. And well, you're the one who made it a rule. Hazbin Hotel.
Make it easy
to review. We'll talk a little bit about Hazbin Hotel season 2 now, and we will do so non-spoiler. So just in case you haven't watched anything yet, you're safe for a little while, and we'll save a couple minutes at the end to maybe talk about some specifics that happen in episode 1 and 2. Full disclosure, I have seen the entire season, but I will be very vague in my commentary, I assure you, because I do not want to ruin anything for anybody. Matt, what have you thought of the season thus far?
That was great. So I've only seen what's available, so 1 and 2. So and 1 and 2 plus what I was able to hear at the live show we went to. So I heard a few extra songs, I guess to say. But no, I mean, like I adore Hazbin season 1. So like that's where I'm starting with this, and I think season 2 like comes right in with a really nice angle on. Okay, well, we know it can work because we saw the end of season 1 and we know where Serpentius ends up and stuff of that nature. So, where's the hotel go from now? And already establishing, way more of a rivalry than existed prior between the hotel and the station, whatever we want to call the opposing area. I really like how like Charlie's already spiraling about what is she doing? Is it working? Is it worth anything? And getting the immediate feedback that it can work, but still nobody wants to actually go towards it is a good little conflict to say. So we're kind of like right back in it. I feel like we're right back in the right kind of storytelling and the right kind of conflict, and the idea that like sinners can be redeemed, but like, what does redemption come with? And I love that there's one line that's literally like, redemption, that sounds like work. And it's like, yeah, that is a big part of it. So Charlie convincing people that the work is worth it. I like where we're going with this.
Yeah, it's a good storyline. Again, I've seen the whole thing and I'm very happy with season 2. And it feels like it's never easy to continue a series that kind of pops off like this one did. The bar was set extremely high, and I don't know. I feel like when it's in such a specific way, when you have certain expectations with like a bold, ambitious storyline, but also incredible music, I guess I found myself more inclined to jump in with certain expectations that I try to not let consume my experience viewing the first couple of episodes. Like the perfect example I could give is the very first song of the season, when I have spent the entire last year listening to season 1 music nonstop and becoming obsessed with it. When that first song starts, like, listen, there's a ton of pressure there. I want to, 1, hear something that I'm going to enjoy listening to. 2, hear something that is catchy enough that I'm going to want to repeat it and listen to it over and over. But 3, also needs to serve the narrative of the show, like in context, in the full episodes. And I was really, really impressed by how they kicked that off. I thought every single character was highlighted just how they need to be. I love how it wove from like one aspect of the storyline to the next by jumping from Charlie to the V's. I'm also a very big fan of the V's and how they kind of, test the other characters and, threaten hell with their agenda. I'm also obsessed with Christian Borle's voice in general, speaking voice, but also how he absolutely crushes these songs. So the fact that this is going to be a Vox heavy season makes me very, very happy. So I feel like I just rattled off 500 points in one breath, but I am clearly very enthusiastic about season 2.
Well, I mean, it's just the sense that the music is so good. Like the composition, the voices, everything about it, the talents they've enlisted. I mean, just the fact that in the very first, like you just said it, like in the very first episode, we're right back in the thick of everything. And like the first song just drags us right back into like, oh no, that's right. Like the technical level of the writing on all this stuff, the lyrics, the notes, like it's so fucking good. Yeah. So, and then episode 2 hits you with Gravity.
Don't spoil anything from episode 2.
Oh no, yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, people know Gravity exists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just the song Gravity is just like, it's such a good song, and it's just like, how do you be that consistent, I guess to say, like, because I still listen to like, season 1's soundtrack all the time. Like the songs are all bangers. And what I've heard so far of season 2, it's just like, how are you this consistent? How are you this good? Like, it's like watching an anthology film and being like, how are there so many good segments? Like it defies.
It's not an easy thing to keep up. Yeah. And the fact that they do is just incredible.
So no, I think that is, and also too, like my favorite song, that was something that I heard live. Yeah. Like it's something that it hasn't even happened yet that I won't say, but like everyone is so high on Gravity, and if they should be, it's a great fucking song. But I'm still sitting here going like, that's not even my favorite song of the season. Like that's crazy to me. Like it's crazy to me that like the one popular one that caught on and like Wildfire, and I'm just like, yeah, but they're still better. And like that's wild.
I will say my favorite song of the season is Gravity. I will be a cliche. When I was binging my screeners to prepare for New York Comic Con, the second that song started, I'm like, oh shit, the race to be my favorite song of the season is over. I don't know if anything can top this. I don't think that anything else did, but I think the song that you are referencing is likely my number 2 of the season.
Yeah. So it's like you have that coming. But no, I mean, just like it's such an easy sell to certain people. Like I just love talking about the Hazbin, and just like, I know it's animated, but like, hold on, it's got this, it's got that, it's got all these things. I kind of, sometimes it's hard to sell animation to certain people because they think it's like, oh, animation is for kids, stuff like that. And
well, also it's hard to sell something that you have to describe as an adult animated musical.
Well, right, but I don't know. I found it like everyone I've shown it to is just like, no, this fucking rules. Like it's just one of those things. Like, trust me, get in there. The energy of the show is just crazy too. The way that they're able to deliver certain lines, like Charlie has a meltdown during one of the songs, so it's like, everything is still lyrical, everything is still rhythmic and flowing, and yet like like this, it just speeds up still. Like there's speedier, and she just has this meltdown in the middle of the song, and she just breaks right back in. I'm just like, fucking. It takes so much talent, not just to be like a voice actor and be able to like sing, but also deliver dialogue mid-song and get right back to it. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I had that same feeling watching season 2 as I did season 1, where every time I hear something like that, I'm just like, how is a human being's instrument able to do that? It will never fully compute to me.
But yeah, so I mean, fucking what I'm hearing so far, it's really good. And obviously, there's still I'm only going off 2 episodes, so there's still plenty left, and that can change. But I am quite happy with everything.
Yeah, I'm quite happy, and I'm also quite excited to be jumping into my second watch of all of season 2. I've got a couple of more interviews that I'm cooking up,
Yeah.
interviews that demand that I watch it again, and I'm thrilled to watch it again. So that should speak to the quality of season 2 overall.
I'm hoping we get, because obviously I haven't seen far ahead.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get another Keith David standout, because I don't obviously know if it's there or not. And I know you can't. I know you can't say, but
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. I do hope we get there.
I will tease this just because it's public knowledge that Nifty gets a song this season, and I quite enjoyed that song. I thought what they did with it was very, very catchy, very clever, and I think people are really going to enjoy that when it pops up.
Yeah, Nifty deserves a song. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just love Nifty's moment in the first episode. It's brilliant. Just being
like where everyone's like, oh my god, like Nifty, and like idolizing Nifty.
Yeah, all the residents of hell who are there at Hazbin for the wrong reasons, because they want to kill angels, and Charlie has to be like, Nifty was acting in self-defense, and you just see Nifty in the corner, like,
yeah,
killing.
True Nifty. Did you watch any? We haven't really talked about this.
I have not touched Derry yet.
You haven't watched any of it? Huh. Okay. I don't know if anyone wants to know. I've seen through episode 5, so I have to tread carefully with this, but I am into it thus far. I'm a little hesitant to give any kind of, like big grand statement on season 1, just because I haven't seen the end, and so much of what they're doing, I think puts a lot of weight in sticking the landing with this narrative. And I think they're going to do it. There's a bunch of set pieces in the show thus far that I think, really speak to their willingness to swing for the fences when playing with a character like Pennywise, who's essentially capable of anything while trying to, terrify and kill via his victims' fears. So I think they're really doing some good work in that department. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't even watched the episodes available, but I was really impressed by that last set piece in the first episode. I guess I just wasn't quite ready for them to go there so soon. So when that happened, I was just like, holy shit, this is horrific, but also awesome at the same time. There's also there's a particular set piece that happens. I'm trying not to spoil anything, in a bedroom. It's either in episode 2 or 3. I don't want to ruin anything, but it's another one where I'm like, shit, like that's a bold swing you're doing right there. And like, it really speaks to some very heavy and like deeply rooted fears a particular character has. And I thought it was so well done. So I'm excited to see even more, but there's a couple of set pieces thus far that I'm just like, wow, give me more.
Yeah, listen, I still need to finish Alien. So
well, you should finish Alien.
I need to finish Alien Earth, then I need to go to Derry, then I need to just forever, and I need to do all my awards watches. I need to.
This what Brett brings up is part of the reason why I'm hesitant to make any, like final statement of the quality of season 1 as an overall narrative, because, this isn't a spoiler. There's a variety of story and character arcs, and some of the characters are separated because we have the military material, we have the stuff with the kids, and also, some other little avenues that the show is exploring as well. So I am also I'm with Brett on this. I'm very curious to see how all of it comes together, if not how individual storylines land by the end. So I get why you feel this way, Brett.
I'm in.
Yep. I think you should watch it so we can discuss it soon.
Yes, I will put that to the
top
of my list as I try to.
I didn't put the banner down. Now people are going to think that's part of our other review. It's not. It's not.
Fair. Good point. They're going to yell at us for leaving on too long.
We got 5 more minutes if anybody wants to throw in any last minute live questions. Is there anything we said we were going to discuss that we missed, Matt?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna particular.
Sorry, I'm checking my Stroud updates, and
Oh, is
he's
he?
out.
Well,
And
yeah. I mean, I figured with a hit like that, he was going to be out.
yeah, I mean, the live chat has asked for something that has come up a few times now.
No.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
No. Sorry, guys. This is interesting. Is there a song you wish would get used in a movie but hasn't been? I think one of my absolute favorite things that some movies do with some favorite or iconic songs is I love when a horror movie completely reshapes a song so that the song starts to scare me. So
yeah.
I would want to see a movie tackle like an especially great feat of like even taking one of my favorite like alt rock songs, like something you wouldn't imagine that a movie could put that kind of twist on, but somehow doing that. So I don't know, take a random Glass Animals song and like fucking warp the shit out of it and make it, give me nightmares at night, please.
Like I'm trying. I mean, I have all my favorite artists. It's like I have so many songs in my head that like I listen to all the time that I'd love to see used. But I know I agree with that. I think. I mean, like again, using like Insidious, Tiptoe, Tiny Tim, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, kind of thing. Like that's the kind of stuff where it's like, it's creepy, it's weird, but like when you put it in the right connotation, it just completely flips it. I mean, I'm a metalhead, so for me, it's just any kind of like watching Deathgasm or Deathgasm 2, and it's like hearing bands that I love like pop up in a movie like that. Like that's where I am. Like,
yeah,
I love Electric Callboy, so it's like, would I love to see them pop up in a horror movie somewhere? Of course, yeah. Like I want that shit. But it's always harder on those. The needle drops tend to be a little more popular and in the know.
Have you been paying it? Do you watch Stranger Things?
I do. I just don't care. I'm so out on this season. Like I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna
me too.
Get done, but like
I feel oddly disconnected from it.
Yeah, I have nothing going for it anymore. Like it has just taken too long. It's the life cycle of this show is just, I understand you want to go all out and you want to do all this stuff, but like, I don't know, putting so much space between it just kind of kills momentum for me.
It feels like it's becoming like, this is more of a general statement on this, but it feels like it's becoming more and more difficult to keep fans invested from season to season. And in some cases, there's literally nothing you could do about it. It's just the nature of the schedule. But I think the fact that we are just getting, and I know this word is taken on a negative connotation now, but I want to be able to broaden it to film and television. I think the fact that we're getting so much content to ingest now, like more than ever, it just makes it so easy to forget something and for something to kind of like lose its fire before the next season releases. And, I think we saw that happen with Wednesday. I think we're seeing it happen with Stranger Things and really like a lot of shows right now.
I was just going to say, like, the idea that, like, when did season 4 come out for Stranger Things? I don't know the exact.
Maybe not last summer, but the summer before.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't last summer, right? Like it's been at least.
So it would have been the summer of 2023.
Yeah.
I'm curious if I'm right. Are you looking it up?
I'm trying to. Yeah, like Stranger Things.
I'll just do it.
Oh, okay.
It's on Wikipedia.
That's fair.
Episodes.
2022.
Stranger Things season 4. Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Way longer than I thought. Yeah.
So, like, it's been since 2022, and like talking about exactly what you're saying and competition, like entire new shows have popped up and had 3 seasons and like taken over the conversation in the time that it's taken Stranger Things to get to season 5. And once again, I understand because they're putting so much money into it, like they're gonna blow it out of the fucking water. Like I get all that, but the conversation has changed. Like the conversation has just changed in so many ways. In fact, like again, so many shows have come over and stolen that thunder, and I was over it last, like honestly in 2022 too. I didn't love that season, so it's like you already kind of, and didn't they do the staggered release for that one too?
They did. I don't think that worked in their favor, but I think what wound up happening for me was so much of season 4 was defined by how good that Max storyline was. Like there were other things that I liked about the season, but I feel like that that becoming like a true all-time iconic moment in television storytelling. I feel like that's what made season 4 for me.
I mean, that's fair. Again, I didn't not like it. I don't know. I just felt very disinterested is, I think, the way to go now. Like, I know it's coming. I know it's been on the way, and I know it'll be a certain level of entertainment, but I don't know. I just fallen out. And like someone just asked, like, did the Duffer Brothers ever do anything else? Then no, they've been Stranger Things the whole time.
Well, I mean, it's probably worth bringing
Pretty
up the
but
fact that, we did have 2 strikes. We're
yeah.
probably feeling the effects of
Mhm.
that still to this day. Um, stuff like this is also a big issue. It's just so interesting thinking about, conversations we were having pre-pandemic with the rise of streaming. And, on the one hand, I loved the fact that streaming ultimately created more opportunities for people. It let us tell a wider variety of stories. But then on the other hand, it completely uprooted the entire system. And I think it uprooted it and, kind of put it back together in a way that didn't really value the artist making the work. So we've kind of all just suffered from it. And I'm curious to see how they try to hopefully fix it in the future. I don't have a whole lot of faith that there's an urgency to fix it the way that we need to fix it.
No, I mean, the answer is all this buying up of all each other. Like, again, the consolidation of just all of this industry shit. Like, that's the unfortunate answer that's coming around, and that's the wrong answer. But is it going to fix itself? It's going to have to get broken pretty fucking far before
Yeah.
it actually fixes.
Yeah. Let's not end on a negative note. Tell me one thing you're excited about during the week to come, Matt.
I have some screenings coming up that I'm excited for. I'm finally going to watch Smashing Machine. I'm finally going to watch, or I'm going to watch To Die For. What else? Fuck, what's Monday? Predator Badlands. So
yeah,
I've got a good little roster ahead of me, so I'm excited for that.
I'm excited I have a Hazbin Hotel interview this week that I'm very excited about. I'm doing Predator Badlands interviews this week. Also very excited because you can go online and see my social media reaction. I love, love, love Badlands. Love it. Can't stop thinking about it. I do believe the review embargo lifts soon, so we'll be able to talk about it in full sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
but you could my reaction is out there, so please do check that out in the meantime. I am also really excited. I'm seeing a movie tomorrow night called Box Cutter. I met a young actor named Ashton James at TIFF for the first time. He stars in the movie Youngblood, and I don't know. I'm just really excited because this is part of the reason why I value getting to go to film festivals so much. Is when I get to meet new artists and be like, "You're really good. I want to follow you to other things." And he made sure I knew that his last movie is coming out now, and it's playing at a theater somewhat near me tomorrow night. And now I'm going to get to see him in that, and it's just really cool to find people you want to support and keep experiencing their work and follow them every single step of the way. So I look forward to doing that this week as well.
Nice. That's good.
And with that, what would you like to promote before we say goodbye?
Me, as always, at Donatobomb, DONITOBOMB, and that's going to be Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and Instagram mainly. Also, we are continuing to put our podcast out, so follow Certified Forgotten. We talk about horror movies with 10 or less critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and we let guests champion them. So we just had an episode where we talked about this movie Out of the Dark, which is a wild 1980s slasher that I did not know existed, about a killer clown hunting phone sex workers, and it's very good. It's a great movie. So that's our latest episode.
Good stuff. I will use this from Arturo as an excuse to agree. I think Hedda is like a crafts feat and a performance feat. I don't know if it's going to happen. It feels like it's too far out of the realm of possibility for it, but I think it's one of Tessa Thompson's best performances ever. And I do think it's deserving of being in the Oscar conversation, but it might be a little too far out onto the periphery right now. But she's awesome. And I also bring this up because, as Robert knows,
Nice.
she was on Ladies Night and she was definitely a bucket list guest for me. So I was really excited to have her on. So right now, that conversation is up and running on the Collider Ladies Night YouTube channel. Please check it out, like and share it, all that good stuff, because it's very helpful when you do that. Also on that channel, because we also run Collider Forces episodes on it, I had a long form conversation with Asa Gurman from Gen V. He plays Sam, and it's actually, I didn't even realize this until he told me, it's his first ever solo long form conversation. So if you do want to learn more about him, his craft, and his journey, there's really one place to go to get that, and it's to his Collider Forces interview. So check that out as well. With that, we're out of here. It's Sunday, so have a lovely end of your weekend, everybody, and we will see you next week with a new edition of the Merri Hour.
Goodbye.
Bye.